Hey everyone, it's Dr. Mike, and today we're diving deep into a critical aspect of healthcare that often gets overlooked: glove use. We all know medical gloves are vital for infection control. They're like a shield, protecting both us, healthcare providers, and you, the patients. But here's the catch. Using gloves the wrong way can actually increase the risk of infections, create unnecessary waste, and even damage the trust we work so hard to build with our patients. Throughout my years in healthcare, I've seen firsthand how glove misuse can have unintended consequences. We're talking about real-life scenarios, from anxious patients to serious infection risks, all stemming from something as seemingly simple as a pair of gloves. So, in this video, we're going to break down some common glove misuse situations and, more importantly, discuss how to use gloves correctly to ensure a safer environment for everyone, because at the end of the day, it's about providing the highest quality care. And that starts with understanding the power and responsibility that come with wearing gloves. Imagine this: a patient walks into a clinic for a routine checkup. Right from registration, they see the healthcare worker wearing gloves. Then during vital signs, those same gloves are still on. By the time it's time for a simple blood draw, the patient is on edge. They've seen those gloves touch everything: the keyboard, the countertop, now coming towards their arm. They refuse the procedure, convinced those gloves are carrying more harm than good. This scenario highlights a common misconception, that gloves equal constant protection. In reality, continuous glove use without proper hand hygiene can do more harm than good. Think about it. Those gloves pick up germs from every surface they touch. When healthcare providers constantly wear gloves without proper hand hygiene, it sends the wrong message to patients. It can make them feel like they're being treated as contagious, or even worse, that the healthcare provider is not prioritizing their safety. This can create a barrier of mistrust, making open communication and effective care much more challenging. Let's talk about another scenario, one that might surprise you. Imagine a healthcare provider treating a VIP patient. Wanting to show extra care and caution, they keep their gloves on throughout the entire interaction, from the initial handshake to the final well wishes. The intention is good, to demonstrate meticulous hygiene. However, the patient walks away feeling dehumanized and uneasy. They see those gloves as a barrier, a symbol of their perceived uncleanliness. Instead of feeling cared for, they feel judged and isolated. This is a prime example of how glove misuse can unintentionally send the wrong message. Gloves should never be a substitute for genuine care and connection. In some cases, especially when dealing with sensitive procedures or anxious patients, it's crucial to explain why you're wearing gloves, or even better, if appropriate, perform hand hygiene in front of the patient and then put on fresh gloves. This simple act can go a long way in building trust and ensuring the patient feels respected and understood. Now, let's move beyond the patient interaction and look at the bigger picture. Picture this. A healthcare worker exits a contact precaution room, gloves still on. They walk down the hallway, touch a door handle, maybe even press the elevator button, leaving a trail of potential pathogens in their wake. Finally, they remove the gloves carelessly, tossing them into a wastebasket near a public seating area. This scenario might seem extreme, but it highlights a critical issue: improper glove removal and disposal. When gloves aren't removed carefully, turning them inside out and avoiding contact with the contaminated outer surface, we risk spreading harmful microorganisms throughout the healthcare environment. And it's not just about where those gloves end up, it's about the message it sends to everyone who witnesses this careless act. It erodes confidence in the healthcare facility's commitment to hygiene, potentially discouraging patients from seeking necessary care in the future. Here's a hard truth. Simply wearing gloves doesn't make you invincible to germs. Think of gloves as an extra layer of protection, not a replacement for proper hand hygiene. I've seen it time and time again. Healthcare providers, assuming that because they have gloves on, hand washing isn't as important. This couldn't be further from the truth. Gloves can tear, they can become contaminated just like bare hands, and they can create a false sense of security, leading to less frequent hand washing. Remember, hand hygiene is the cornerstone of infection control. It's the single most effective way to prevent the spread of germs and protect both patients and healthcare providers. Wearing gloves should enhance, not replace, this crucial practice. We've all been there, the chaos of an emergency situation. Every second counts and decisions are made quickly. But even in the most urgent moments, we can't let our guard down when it comes to infection control. Imagine this. A healthcare provider rushes out of a patient's room, gloves still on, to grab a piece of equipment. They return moments later without changing gloves and immediately begin treating the patient's wound. In the heat of the moment, it might seem like a small oversight, but the consequences can be dire. Those gloves, potentially carrying harmful pathogens from another area of the hospital, are now in direct contact with the patient's open wound, putting them at risk for a potentially life-threatening infection. This scenario underscores a crucial point. There are no shortcuts when it comes to patient safety. Even in emergencies, we must remain vigilant about glove use and hand hygiene. Our patients' lives depend on it. As we've seen, gloves are powerful tools in healthcare, but their effectiveness hinges on proper use. Misusing gloves not only increases the risk of infections, but also erodes patient trust and undermines the very foundation of quality care. Creating awareness is the first step. We need to educate both healthcare providers and patients about the importance of appropriate glove use. Clear guidelines should be established and enforced, ensuring everyone understands when to wear gloves, how to remove them safely, and the critical role of hand hygiene. Let's work together to create a healthcare environment where gloves are used responsibly, hand hygiene is prioritized, and patient safety is paramount. Remember, it's not just about wearing gloves, it's about wearing them right.